This is my second reflective vlog for module 8. So here we're kind of talking about families and family functioning, those kinds of things. So the first question is, what is the role of self-awareness in family assessment? So this is kind of what contributes to a healthy and functional family. So social workers learn by studying supervision and reflection of their own personal family values, assess client views, perspectives, and beliefs and how the families work, understand the strengths of client structure, and provide growth and understanding. So this is really kind of something that the social worker has to really be aware of their own values and the way they, express themselves, or the way that their facial expressions come across when a family comes in and it's kind of opposite of their own values. So having that self-awareness of everyone's going to come in with maybe a different aspect. Doesn't maybe have to differ too much, but it might differ a little. So kind of just being able to have that awareness that not everyone's going to have the same, and be able to problem solve with each and everyone's different problems. So kind of having that knowledge of the different change strategies that you can use in different families. The second question is, how does cultural values influence beliefs and values about family memberships and family functioning? So everyone has a different way of raising their family and family functioning, so cultural values have a big impact on beliefs. As a social worker, required to change the framework of these beliefs to allow different opinions to be said without implementing personal beliefs onto the other. So this is kind of something that in my culture, I live in the Mexican culture, not everyone does, right? So as a Mexican family, we are really used to, staying at home until you get married, or you are really financially stable. That means late 20s, mid 20s. So, to have maybe someone come in and speak about, how they left home at 18, and, they've been kind of trying to get those things implemented for themselves since at that age, it would kind of be different for me. So I would have to kind of see the changes that are made, that I would need to implement at that point for that person, for the changes that they had, for the things that they experienced since they were 18 years old that I personally wouldn't, or my culture doesn't necessarily agree with. So I think in that sense, it's kind of cultural values do influence beliefs and values and family memberships and family functioning. But it's also kind of being able to have, again, that self-awareness of how to make those changes for those people, or find those solutions for those people, even if the culture is different. So the next question, so after seeing the clip of Whiplash, I personally love that movie. I've seen it 1,000 times. So I actually haven't seen it in a while, so it was nice to see that. But so the question regarding that is, what personal beliefs and values about family membership and family functioning were you made aware of while watching the video? So in this, I kind of related in a sense of family dinner. So I think that's kind of something that I personally brought in. So the family dinner that they have, they all sit down, they all, they sit down, they talk about their accomplishments, they talk about their day, those kinds of things. Is something that I've always been used to in my household. I'm hoping that I can continue that with my family in the future, but that's always something that I've been. So it seems that in the clip they're trying to do that, but it's not really in a rewarding manner, or in a manner to where you get things off of your chest for the day, a stress reliever. Is kind of something that's kind of contradicting in that sense. They're sitting down and trying to have a positive, well, it seems that they're trying to have a positive dinner, but it kind of seems to be contradicting in that way. So the next question is, what beliefs and values about family membership and functioning might the illustrated family have? So in this family, it's apparent that the views of sports and athletic achievements are different, right? So it seems that they kind of value sport achievements or athletic achievements opposed to musical or arts achievements to be different, all those things. So it seems that they're not openly hearing how music achievements can differ from sports, as well as their lack of mutual respect for each other. So even if, they're not really understanding the music aspect. I mean, the music aspect isn't coming off as understanding towards the sports aspect, even though, they're different. So I believe the family membership of a biological kin. So in this, I don't clearly remember, but I believe that they're like cousins in the situation and their uncles in the situation. So, I mean, they're biological family, but it doesn't mean that they're like really close family. But those are kind of the memberships that they have in that, at that table, at that scene. And that's kind of what's happening. Okay. The next question is, would working with this family challenge your own personal views about family membership and functioning? So I don't necessarily believe that it would challenge my own personal views, just because I find like a sense of camaraderie in the sense of, gathering for dinner and the speaking of the accomplishments. So personally in my family as well, I was more of like the athletic type, and my brother was more of the arts, musical. He did band, all of that. But it was really important to us, to obviously everyone differs and everyone has different accomplishments, but to recognize everyone's accomplishments. So I feel like I can understand the misunderstanding that is going on in that situation. So I don't believe that it would challenge it too much for me, but I think I just would have to kind of rework like a framework in the sense of trying to build on those things, like build on the differences or build on the sense of understanding of why they feel that way towards this or why they feel that way towards that. It could just be, that they don't understand the accomplishments that each other are getting done. The next question is, what would you do to build an authentic relationship with this family? So I think I would share my sense of relation in the sense of how I grew up, like I said, how me and my brother differed, all of those things, and allow the conversation, the different families to say how they felt about the subject. So like I said, the athletic side might not understand the musical side, and the musical side might not understand the athletic side. So I think like that, it's going to be something that kind of builds an understanding towards each other that will make it a little bit easier to get along, maybe. And lastly, what specialized family assessment strategy would you use with this family? Why would you choose this strategy? So I chose the genogram for the reason of, I believe this will be beneficial in learning the family's background, right? So maybe sports have been something that the family has done for their whole lives. They've never really differed from any of that. And again, if anyone did, it wasn't going to be something that was as important. So I think this is something that's going to kind of build, again, that understanding of, people saying, what, maybe it is because we've only done sports. Maybe we should allow this knowledge of music, and also how people have been treated in the past. So in this situation, maybe the uncle was always forced to, have these athletic achievements, so he doesn't feel that anything else is as worthy, even though it is like a next generation. But it could be something of maybe how past relationships between family members have now affected this relationship with these family members in the present time.